but quickly turns into something no one saw coming. The kind where the sun hangs low and everything feels just a little more exhausting than usual. Traffic was crawling, horns blaring here and there, and among them was Daniel, a single father in his early 30s, driving an old but well-kept sedan. In the back seat sat his 5-year-old daughter, Lily, quietly humming to herself while holding onto her stuffed rabbit. Daniel's life wasn't easy. Together it was a constant uphill battle. His mind wandered for just a second. Lily nodded, wide-eyed but calm. A police officer stepped out of the patrol car. She walked with confidence, her posture straight, her expression serious but not harsh. She replied, her voice firm but not unfriendly. She raised an eyebrow, glancing at her device. 15 miles over? Daniel nodded, accepting it. I understand. I'm sorry, Officer Reyes. Looked past him for a moment and noticed Lily in the back seat. The little girl gave a shy wave. Something, and the officer's expression softened just a bit. License and registration, please, she said. Daniel handed them over without argument. His hands showed signs of war small cuts. Rough skin, the kind that told a story of long hours and hard work. As Officer Reyes walked back to her patrol car, Daniel exhaled slowly. He wasn't angry, just tired. Another fine meant more pressure, more stress. Another thing to figure out. Lily leaned forward slightly. Are we in trouble, Daddy? He smiled gently, just a little. But it's okay. Minutes passed. The kind that feel longer than they actually are. When Officer Reyes returned, her expression was different. Less rigid. More observant. I see you've got a clean record. You know prior violations? I try my best, he replied. She glanced again at Lily. And you're heading home from daycare pickup? Daniel answered. Then work again later tonight. There was a pause. Not awkward, just thoughtful. Officer Reyes looked at the ticket in her hand, then back at Daniel. You know, she began slowly. Most people try to argue, make excuses, or get defensive. No point denying it. Another pause. Then she said something that caught him completely off guard. If you weren't married, I'd probably add something extra to this ticket. Daniel blinked, confused for a moment. I'm not married. Oh. There was a brief silence. Officer Reyes's expression shifted just slightly, but enough to notice. You're not, she asked. Daniel shook his head. No, it's just me and her. He didn't elaborate. He didn't need to. The officer glanced at Lily again. The little girl was now hugging her stuffed rabbit. Watching the exchange quietly. Something changed in that moment. The atmosphere, the tension dissolved. Officer Reyes looked down at the ticker again, then slowly folded it. You know what? She said, her tone now completely different. I'm not giving you this today. Daniel was surprised. Really? She nodded. Just be more careful. For her sake. Daniel let out a breath. He didn't realize he'd been holding. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But the moment didn't end there. Instead of immediately walking away, Officer Reyes lingered. Can I ask you something? She said. Of course, Daniel replied. How do you do it? She asked. Raising a child alone. Working. Managing everything. Daniel looked back at Lily, then back at the officer. You don't really think about how hard it is? He said quietly. You just do it. Because they need you. Lily smiled at him, and he reached back briefly to squeeze her hand. Officer Reyes nodded slowly, as if processing more than just his words. Well, she said after a moment, you're doing a good job. That simple sentence hit harder than anything else, because no one had said that to him in a long time. Thank you, Daniel said softly. Officer Reyes finally stepped back. Drive safe, Mr. Cartum. I will, he replied as she walked back to her car. Daniel sat there for a moment, letting everything settle. Lily leaned forward again. Dottie, she was nice. He smiled. Yeah, she was. He started the car and pulled back onto the road, driving more carefully this time. But what he didn't know was that this wasn't the end of the story. Because later that evening, after finishing her shift, Officer Reyes couldn't shake the encounter from her mind. It wasn't just the traffic stop. It was something about Daniel. His honesty, his calmness, the way he spoke about his daughter, the quiet strength in his voice. She found herself thinking about how easily people judge others on the road, without knowing what they're carrying in their lives. The next day, she did something unusual. She looked him up in the system again. Not for any official reason, just curiosity. What she found confirmed what she had sensed. Widower. No. Criminal record. Multiple jobs listed. Emergency contact. None. It hit her harder than she expected. Days passed, but the memory stayed. Until one afternoon, while off duty, she spotted that same old sedan parked outside a small grocery store. She hesitated, then walked in. Inside, she saw Daniel in one of the aisles, comparing prices on basic items. Lily stood beside him, holding a small basket. They looked normal, simple, but there was a quiet struggle beneath it all. Officer Reyes approached. "Slowly, Mr. Carta," she said. Daniel turned, surprised. "Officer, off duty." She smiled slightly. "Just Reyes." Lily recognized her instantly. "It's the nice police lady." Reyes crouched slightly to Lily's level. "Hey there." They exchanged a few light words, and for the first time, Daniel seemed a bit less guarded. They talked, just casually, but something deeper was forming. Not romance. Not immediately, just understanding. Respect, connection. And sometimes, that's how the most unexpected stories begin. From a simple moment, a traffic stop, a sentence said without thinking, and a truth that changed everything. Because life has a way of turning ordinary days into unforgettable ones. And sometimes, the people we meet for just a few minutes end up leaving the biggest impact. So next time you find yourself in a frustrating situation, remember, you never really know who's on the other side. And maybe, just maybe, a little understanding can change everything.